Here we'll practice. Alright, you are losing something in here. Right there, see. You are losing the amount of destroyed. I assume amount of robots we destroyed, and there is a CR2, but I don't think that's relevant enough information. I think that's the least relevant information actually. So I'm just gonna keep the camera here. That thing's over there, I think it's the ammo. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep the camera here, okay? I think it's the best spot for it. Here we'll practice the basics of SV control. To move your SV forward and backward, you must use the left analog stick. Thank you. First, let's try moving forward. Push the left analog stick to the left slightly, and the SV will slowly move forward. I am not moving it. I am not doing that. Now moving backward. Pull the left analog stick back lightly, the SV will reverse. I'm not doing that. Use the left analog stick to move laterally. Push slightly to the right and slow in the move direction. Okay, we strafe to the right. Push the left analog stick gently to left. Okay. It's kind of sensitive. Also, by pushing diagonally, you can sidestep diagonally still facing forward. Okay. Other SV movements and controls differ depending on whether your control system is set to beginner or advanced. More details are given in the additional control section, the advanced lessons. Choose the system you prefer. Now it's your turn. Move the SV forward and backward for the 3 seconds. For the 3 seconds each. Alright, you move forward. Alright. I have no idea what I'm going to do now. I think I'm going to go over all of the library things. So it will be really a slow start. And I'm kind of hating how my camera is not really centered. I think like that's fair. God damn it. I'm going to do that. Let's go over around 40 tutorials here. Because I am really interested in the story of this game. And all of it. I am guessing that the actual gameplay will start around episode 3 or 4. So what is rumbling? Rumbling is a combat sport that features scout vehicles or SVs. Rivals and allies gather in one rumbling field and duke out in a free-for-all battle. Players enter through the gate. They are free to leave back through the gate or to continue fighting rivals indefinitely. These are all the basic rules of rumbling. Regional rankers and world ranker battles are exception, in the sense that they are one-on-one matchups. In either case, there is only one thing a player needs to do to win: destroy all the enemies you see. Now let's have a look at how to designate an SV for use in the rumble. User SV, you must select SV setup in the hangar, choose your SV and then activate link to activate reward. After that, you can go to hardwired and apply to join a battle. You are then free to enter a rumbling field. What if you don't have an SV? In that case, you can rent an SV for hardwired. When renting, you are unable to choose the model, though there are disadvantages. This makes it easy to jump into a fight, play it any way you like. Alright, so you can rent SVs. Spending money, I bet. But alright, Challenge Cup. There are other rumbling events with special rules that are outside of official rankings. The Challenge Cup is open to all players regardless of rank, and the results have no effects on FIRA official rankings. Instead, there are restrictions placed on the module specifications and rental SVs. Though Though results do not affect the FIRA rankings, the player who beats the top ranker is named the Challenge Cup winner. Alright, so it's kinda give us titles, I guess, maybe? Free class. Free class rumbles have no restrictions and are open to all wireheads regardless of class. Free class is mostly for beginners who wants to some practice and those looking to raise some extra cash. Makes sense. However, the free entry means that sometimes unregistered wireheads with class ranker levels skills make an appearance. Wireheads with class ranker level skills make an appearance. Okay, so beginner wireheads especially should be on their guard. So sometimes in the free battle, someone that is way above our league might step up and screw us over, I guess. That's what it means. Days and schedules. The Rumble schedule is divided into days. The time between day 0, 1, day 1 and 100 constitutes a single cycle. The Fire schedule is built around this cycle, so the cycle is around 100 days. My bad. The schedule shows the dates and types of matches being held in each of the regions. Wireheads use this schedule to plan out the future course of their rumbles. Okay, schedules, anyways, whatever. The mechanized vehicles used in the combat sport rumbling are called skilled vehicles, or SVs for short. In the 2030s, they were often called Scoobies. I prefer that name actually, but in recent years this time has fallen into disuse. The SV consists of a central body module with separate legs, arm, shoulder, and option modules. So I think they are showing the different types of robots there based on their feet. These 5 kinds of modules are highly adaptable. They can be assembled into SVs suitable for all kinds of conditions. The SV descends from the US military multi-legged rough terrain transport codenamed Soldier Boy, built in 2012, the year that the world ended, but not. Alright. The Soldier Boy was improved for use in a variety of military applications. This technology passed into civilian models. The first civilian application for the vehicle was in civil engineering, and it became a fixture of civilian life. The machine's flexibility and low price soon drew the interests of certain groups of youths. They assembled models and staged battles, and the sport of rumbling was born. The rest, as they say, is history. Alright, so we start with the military and then people started to use it, apparently. Drones. As well, the SVs controlled by ships and wireheads, rumbles featured machines known as drones. Drones are small, autonomous robots not controlled by wireheads. They act as under the control of electronic brain CPU. Their purpose is to heat up the action. They exist only to bring some extra mayhem and confusion to the field. Drones come into two basic body types. Those known as Duster have been used in Rumble since 2030, since the 2030s. Alright, so they are like small robots, that's it. The only armament Dusters carry is a single submachine gun. Sweepers are a new kind of drone that have only recently been introduced to Rumbles. More up to date than Dusters, Sweepers are armed with a missile launcher and machine gun. There are cash prizes for destroying drones, though the amounts are small. Go on and wipe them out when you see them. So I'm wondering how they get profiting in making all those drones. I am assuming, like, in this society, the electronic devices and the metal deposits are just so abundant that it's completely trivial to to explore those and make these robots, and the amount of AdSense they can profit from those championships are just so absurd that they can pay the cost of making those robots. I am assuming like this is a worldwide event of television. It's like in all world. I am so weird to say the word world. In our world terms, it would be like if, for instance, if basketball was the only sport that is played in television around the world, and that way basketball would make the most profit of everything. Like, it's the only sport that is capitalized on. So I'm assuming this is this kind of world right there. Assembling. The act of switching different models and decorating your SV with paint kits and decal kits is referred to assembly. Shoulder and arm models determine your attack options and firepower. Leg models affect SV maneuverability and payload. Optional mods include generator mod for the important optical camouflage. Finally, the body mod holds everything together. This assembly work isn't very glamorous, but for wireheads, it's the essential nuts and bolts of rumbling. Wireheads throughout the world constantly reassemble their machines in an effort to squeeze out the more performance. With this trial and error approach, they dream one day riding the perfect SV into the rumble. The first step toward the top ranks is building an SV you can work with. There are many important points to consider. Body and legs more are essential. Without them, you will be in violation of FIRA regulations and unable to compete. An SV without arm or shoulder models cannot fight, though you can legally join a rumble. You will be wasting your time. If the total weight of assembling a model exceeds the payload capacity of your leg mod, your movement will be hindered. Alright, so we cannot oversize. It seems to have some kind of balance. I'm kind of excited to see how they make this balance actually be effective, because it's a problem for a lot of games to build things that are not completely broken and to make a lot of different viable options to make the game feel very varied in gameplay strategies. So I have my hopes up for this game, actually. Overemphasizing firepower often causes overloading. Try for a better balance. And finally, the most importantly, models built for one type of SV are not compatible with SVs for another make. For example, you can only attach a proton leg model to a proton body model. Optional models, paint kits, and decal kits are exceptions. Those can be used in any SV regardless of the model. So we can paint and make decal kits whatever we like, and options to we don't know what option mods and decal kits are yet, but we hope that you will discover your own rumbling style and assemble a unique SV that best matches that style. Customizing. Along with this assembly, the other important preparation you'll need to make before Rumble is customization. Customization is the process whereby you improve and enhance certain capabilities of your SV models. However, because they are common to all SVs, there is a fucking animal flying on my light source. And I think it's a moth. God damn it, I hate when insects just starts floating around. I have my attention span is very short. I need to concentrate, and I have something flying around me, just get really frustrated, really dispersed. Anyways, however, because they are common to all SVs, optional mods cannot be customized. Customization can make limited improvements in two directions. Starting with the standard issue mod, weight can be increased 99 levels for power or decreased 99 levels for mobility. Alright. Power or mobility, makes sense. Customization occurs within these limitations. How customization affects performance parameters depends on each module. Edgeworks offers simultaneously that Edgeworks offers simulations that show how customization affects parameters. Use them to decide your level of customization. Note that customization costs money. The more you change, the more it costs. Don't forget to keep raising cash in the fights. Alright. Decoration now. To sharpen your SV looks and make it your own, you will need to use the paint and decal kits. These are purchased at the merch mechanism. There are loads of kits to choose from. SV model. Use paint kit shop. We'll charge for, of course, custom color, paint kit colors. Yeah, there's a limit of number of customized colors you can have. You can only purchase a total of 10 sets. If you wish to return your SV to its original factory finish, just purchase the original color creation kit. After your purchase, visit the Edgeworks region. Good for decal kits. On the other hand, can be used as often as you like. A decal kit provides a kind of decal set for one SV. Decals can go on SV front or rear, or both at the same time. You apply decals with the assembly process of your hanger. You can deck out the team with the same paint in the decal kits and create your own unique look. It's all up to you, alright? Weight and max payload. All models attached to your SV have weight. The sum of the individual weight parameters give you a SV total weight. There is an infinite range of weight depending on the model. Check the data carefully if buying customized. The amount of variable weight is one parameter of lag modules and is closely related to the max payload of your SV. The max payload parameters of lag module indicates how much weight can be carried without hindering movement ability. If the total weight exceeds the max payload value, then the maneuverability of the SV will suffer. Individual mod weights and the maximum payload can be adjusted through the customization. Ramp up heavy customizing levels to increase the weight and max payload. Ramp up the light, customize to reduce the same. As long as you are careful about weight, you can customize and assemble your SV as much as you like. Alright, so there is weight and it reduces our move speed. Pretty standard. Armor points. All body, legs, arm, shoulders, and models have an armor parameter associated with them. After assembling your SV, armor points are totaled. The armor points indicates how well your SV can withstand an enemy attacks, of course. If you happen to be struck by an enemy SV during a rumble, your armor point will fall depending on the enemy's attack power. When total armor points reach 0, your SV is seriously damaged and must be retired from the rumble. Oh, okay, so armor points is actually our HP. Makes sense, actually. Machines don't have health. After a force retire, the money required to repair your SV is automatically taken from your cash in winnings. Oh. Okay. If we lose money. Okay. To avoid unnecessary expenses, you should leave a rumble through the gate before your SV becomes heavily damaged. As previously mentioned, total armor points are the sum of the armor values of an individual module. Of these, the body module parameters play the greatest role in determining the armor points. Compared to the body mod, armor values for the leg, arm, shoulder are all small. There is no exception, however. This is the armored shield, one of the shoulder mod options. This model does not have a weapon. If you want to increase your protection and try adding one of these armored shields, you will lose some attack power though. If you want to increase a mod's armor, increase the heavy customized level. This will, however, also increase weight. On the other hand, increased light customized levels will weaken your armor, but lighten the vehicle. Right, so less HP, more move speed, and more damage, less move speed, and maybe more HP. Maybe that's the two ways to play it. I don't know. and you can sacrifice some damage to get some extra protection, I guess. I'm assuming this type of shield is the same shield as for, how can we say, I don't remember a game. I have this game in my mind, but I don't remember the name. A shield that you can damage, but just like in Borderlands, like there's a shield that you keep it, but if you break it and run away, the shield recharges automatically. Anyways, optical camouflage. Optional mods are attached directly to the body module to the connection terminals known as socket holes. Many options mods attach via multiple socket holes. The more socket holes you have, the more option mods you can add. Socket holes increase a slight customized level, but decrease when heavy customized levels go up. Is my camera way too up? Maybe I should put a little bit down, like that. It's not really much better, but I think it's a little bit better. Optical camouflage is an environment mimicry system that makes SV output invisible. In Wirehead jargon, SVs that are cloaked with optical camouflage are called phantoms. TWS radar jamming is activated along with the optical camouflage, allowing the SV to escape from a locked missile. Oh, okay, so there is a locked... I remember this. There is a locked camera on it, so if you are invisible, the locked camera cannot lock on you, I guess. However, note that the SV will show up on the radar used to determine the enemy location, okay? Also, optical camouflage is very susceptible to damage, and a hit or a blast shockwave will be enough to knock it out. Use off optical camouflage is a rumbling essentially. Use off optical camouflage is a rumbling essential. Mastering is the first step to becoming a ranker. For an SV to use an optical camouflage, it needs to be equipped with an optical camouflage generator. The optical camouflage generator is mounted on the SV as an option mod. Optical camouflage running time varies among generators. The more you mount, the longer you can run the camouflage. Okay. The length of time that the optical camouflage can run is indicated by the optical camo parameter of the SV. Alright, I see. Durability. The durability parameters applies only to arm and shoulders models. Alright? The durability value indicates the relative strength of a module. During a rumble, hits from the enemies on the modules decrease their durability value. Then, when this durability value reaches 0, the model is heavily damaged and can no longer be used. In this sense, durability is similar to the armor points, except that if you lose a model, you can still keep a rumbling. After a rumble, the repair costs of destroying mod are automatically reduced, and the mod is available for the next time. But when you lose the mod during a battle, you also lose its firepower. Expensive modules and those that have been heavily customized cost proportionally more to repair. Makes sense. Though rumbles often becomes wild and confusing, you should always be aware of SV conditions. Alright. We just went through the half of all the text. It's impressive how it's not being so harsh on it. I feel like it is actually explaining it very well, and it have the immersion value of being in the academy. So yeah, I usually don't like how when things are explained like that, but there is actually a tutorial that shows us how all this text works in the practice. So yeah, gotta admit, I did a good job here. To me at least, is being very positive. There are two parameters related to SV speed: max speed, SV velocity, and veering speed, SV velocity around corners. These two parameters enable you access, I think, I don't know if this word is written correctly, but shouldn't it be with double C's there? But anyways, maybe it's another way to write it, I don't know. These two parameters enable you to access the maneuverability of lag modules. The speeds are modified by the total weight of the assembled SV to determine the actual speeds. However, as long as the maximum payload is not exceeded, speed will not be affected very much. To add more speed, you need to increase the light customized levels of your lag mod, but note that this decreases max payload. Okay, jumping power. Jumping power is one of the parameters of the lag module. However, the jumping power parameters does not indicate a true jumping ability. Real jumping power is also affected by the load produced by the weight of the assembled models. There are many different kinds of lag modules, and each kind differs in the amount of jump power available. Here's some real-world advice. Many rumbling fields have a large variations in height, such as cliffs and high buildings. You should be prepared for different conditions and keep in stock high jumping lag mods for rumbling fields that demand them. So, one thing that I find it really interesting is that they are saying a lot. They are throwing a lot of different systems at us, and they are telling us all those systems kind of are connected to each other. So the jumping is dependent of weight, and weight it affects how much damage you can put and how faster you can move. And then there is the related to that, the damage parameters are also can also be reduced by you putting a shield or not on your build, and it all seems to be turning into a very complicated and hard to balance overall system, like a conglomeration. It's not a conglomeration. Into all those systems have to culminate into a single system, in a single big system, and that big system is kind of dependent on how well and balanced all of these small systems are relating to each other. So making it so complicated in all those small systems, it kind of make it so that the big system that is combat can kind of get really messy, and I hope that's not the case, but it seems like they are trying to bite more than they can bite. But we can only see that once we actually play the game. So far, we only have been into the tutorials. But stabilizer. The stabilizer value is a parameter of lag modules. An SV always suffers recoil when it's hit by a weapon or lands after a jump. The stabilizer have the ability to help absorb the shock of the SV, allowing it to quick transition to the next move. It's a very important feature in rumbling competitions and is often become wild free-for-alls. The stabilizer value can be affected by customization of the lag module. By increasing the heavy customized levels, the SV will become quicker to recover from weapon hit. Increasing the light customized levels, on the other hand, will shorten recovery time after jumps. Makes sense. So yet another system is implemented. Dodge step is a lag module parameter. As with jumping power and speed, the lag modules the dodge step parameter is affected by the final assembly of SV itself. Increasing light customized levels will improve the dodge step. Increasing heavy customized has the opposite effect. Okay, so light have more dodge too, right? Makes sense too. Weapon value. Weaponry models that fires projectiles are the standard rambling weapons. Here we will take a look at the variation parameters related to projectile firing modules. Attack power. Attack power is a parameter of weapons modules that indicates the firepower of a weapon. Heavy customized increases attack power, while light customized decreases it. Offensive average. The offensive average is the average strength of all the assembled weapon mods. Keep in mind that when building your SV. blast radius is the value related to the radius of the blast area created on the impact by explosive projectiles such as grenades and the like. Weapons with a blast radius deliver damage to all SVs within a certain distance of the impact point. I don't know how I read that without stutter, but anyways, for all weapons, higher light customized levels enlarge the blast radius, while heavy customized decreases it. Ammunition. The ammunition parameter indicates the maximum number of bullets and warheads that can be loaded onto the weapon module. Many projectiles means less attack power for each. Fewer means more power. Attack for power and ammunition are interconnected. Customization affects both of these parameters according to the same value. Irradiation recharge time. Optical weapons such as lasers. Oh, I don't remember having lasers in this game. I guess I haven't progressed a lot, but I don't think this is a type of weapon that is really in the early game, at least. Optical weapons such as lasers have time limits based on energy levels. This limit indicates by the irradiation parameter. Optical weapons have another parameter attached to the recharge time. Optical weapon energy is drawn from a fuel cell and temporarily stored in a chamber. From here, it's accelerated at the target. The recharge time indicates how long its loading process takes, and the percent of energy lost to firing. Recharge time can be lengthened by upping the heavy customized level or shortened with multi-shot. This parameter shows the number of projectiles fired within a single trigger pull, alright? For certain classes of weapons, such as shotguns, the multi-shot rate can be changed with customization. Reload time. Reload time shows how long it takes for a weapon to get ready to fire again. This allows to determine its rate of fire. This parameter cannot be changed through the customization. Thrust range. Some SV weapons are used to close range to deliver a direct crushing or pierce blows. I remember thinking this was so broken back when I was a child. I love to use the robots that has a melee attack. Thrust range is one of their parameters. Thrust range indicates the distance at which an weapon can strike. SVs within the range can be targeted and charged. Light customized increases the thrust range, while heavy customized decreases it. This ends with discussion. Weapon mods. Consider weapon modules parameter, weapon features, and SV balance when assembling an SV that is right for you. I am thinking right now about. Oh wait, we are only now in the half of it. Why did I thought that 15 was the half of it? What the hell? But anyways, I am thinking in creating a SV that is faster, more centered in speed and mobility, because I used to like that type. But chips. Oh, the horses. I want the dog. Do we have the dog one? Oh, we have a dog one. I also like monkey. It doesn't have a monkey there. I like dogs, monkeys, and wolves. If there's these types of chips, I want them. Chips, the generic term used to refer to a miniature organic robot developed at the beginning of the 21st century. They were originally meant for the military, but like SVs, they were gradually improved to adopted by civilian use. Today, they rank second only to humans' intelligence. They rank second only to human intelligence. Yeah, I don't think that's kind of quite right nowadays, bro. I mean, I was using GPT chat just today, and it's incredible. It's impressive. I don't know how else I can describe it. We're all going to be substituted someday, unfortunately. Kinda got depressed now. Anyways, and both groups now live together in a symbiotic relationship. There are two main types of intelligence chips. The first type is the primitive limited animal brain CPU. They show individuality, personality, and the ability to grow. Alright, that's nice. The second is the so-called electronic brain CPU, or chip. Though provided with pseudo-personalities, chip have weak language ability and cannot learn or grow. However, this variety is still respected as being the ancestor of all modern chips. Chips serve an important role in Rumbling. They control various SV systems and modules wire-headed commands and SV movements. Even before Heaven, chips were mounted in SVs. This practice is now standard and you cannot rumble without a chip. You can select what chip to mount with the chip setup option at your hangar. You can only have one partner at a time, however. The chip you select becomes your partner as well as collecting to SV. The chip acts as your Heaven navigator. If you do not have even a single chip, your original chip will be linked to your SV. In this case, Heaven navigation duties will be taken over by NI diamonds known as knockers. As time passes, chips have steadily taken more functions, and now they serve as humankind's indisposable partners. I like this kind of setup. You have the thing I was saying before, like a cute animal, a cute partner, like an animal thing, not Bing. I don't want a Bing as my partner. Look at Bing. He's horrendous. We hope that all Wildheads, know that I'm much better than him, honestly. Yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about him like that, but we hope that all Wildheads will respect and form strong bonds with their partner chips. Alright. Chip growth and life. As previously stated, the primitive limited animals' brain CPUs have the ability to learn and grow. Let's look at some of the important points that should be considered with the respect its ability to grow. Chips join wireheads in rumbling and learn from those experiences. Memories of weapons fired, enemies destroyed, number of losses, etc. all play a role in the growth of a chip. You can see how much a chip has grown into a fight by checking the post-rumble results screen. There is, however, a limit to chip growth. Ability improvement cannot exceed the maximum indicated by the total ability value. A chip can grow, but it can also die. Really? When an SV takes damage, the recoil also delivers the damage to the chip. This damage reduces the chip's life points. Life points can be recovered at the specialty chip store difference e.g. However, if the chip's life points drop to below 100, it will become unrepairable. Please be careful. Alright, we can lose our partner in this game. That's actually kinda nice. Because we have to worry about them. And worry creates attachment, and attachment means pain. And when the game inflicts pain to us, it's kinda nice. However, even with repairs, the life points of a chip steadily decline. Oh, when all life points have finally been lost, chip function ceases. This state is known as outage. Should the chip's life point be uncoverable, it will be impossible to restore function of the chip. In this case, you will need to visit a difference e.g. in data transfer. A data transfer is a technique that allows you to recover old data by porting onto a new chip known as null chip. This is an extremely expensive operation. You must always keep your chip well maintained. It's your most important partner. I agree, bro. Chips can attack? The following 6 chip parameters all have an effect on your SV upon remodels. Accuracy skill. This parameter measures weapon control ability. High skill leads to full SV firepower and can increase damage to targets. Shot skill. Shot skill helps to improve accurate aiming of auto-aim weapons, for example submachine guns or shotguns. High skill causes to decrease in errors of aim and effective damage to targets, therefore increase the attack power. Melee skill. Melee skill improves the attack power of close-range weapon mods. By analyzing strike points and controlling timing, the skill can increase the basic ability of the models. Pounce skill. Pounce skill increases the reach of close-range weapon mods. High pounce skill allows the chip to adjust propulsion fuel burn rates and enable to attacks increase range. Target skill. Parameter helps to improve the effect of lock-on range when launching missile weapons. The higher the value, the better various sensors and infinite measures instruments work. Those increase in local range. I love how they are actually explaining and give some sort of um, uh, real explanation on how things work in practice. Like, tracking skill allows the chip to control missile guidance system to increase accuracy. Higher values increase attack power. So this is a stat. Like, tracking skill is a stat, just like accuracy for, let's say, in an RPG. And increase the accuracy. And now there's the explanation of the practice of it. The foregoing parameters are all directly modified weaponry and mod capabilities. Next, we will take a look at the targeting modifiers. Okay, so this time it didn't explain, but before that, like in the melee attack skill, that your chip will start to look for the points that are more vulnerable for you to hit, and the strength necessary to do it more optimally. It's so interesting how their approach is for explaining the stats for us. This tutorial is it's very well written, I have to say. It's very well thinked, to say the least. Foregoing parameters are directly modify weaponry mod capabilities. Next, we'll take a look at targeting modifiers. Chip targeting range. The following 3 chips parameters modified sight size. They are all among the most important chip features. These parameters affect each of the 3 kinds of sighting mechanics included in the chip. Auto-aim skill. First, auto-aim skill enlarges the auto-aim sight. Melee aim skill. Second, melee aim enlarges the melee sight. Lock-on skill. Third, to increase accuracy against targets, it is essential that these parameters are strengthened. However, the actual shape of the sight is fixed by the kind of chip installed. Note that though the sight can be enlarged, its shape cannot be changed. Next, we examine the sight modifications. I think I went... This was the next one, right? The 2 chips that we will discuss here modifies the movement capabilities of your SV. Speed skill. Speed skill parameters helps to increase the maximum speed of the lag module. The chip managed the transmission device integrated circuitry and balancers in the lag mod improve the velocity turn rate. Jump skill. The jump skill parameters helps to increase the jump height and dodge performance of your SV. So jump and dodge are actually kind of the same attribute here. High jump skill enables the chip to manage the propulsive fuel burn rate and the actuators for better performance. In the next section, we'll be taking up the skill to improve the defensive capabilities. Here we look at the chip versus defense. Guard skill. Guard skill increases the armor level of your SV. Skill slightly increases the durability of your SV by running a small electric current through its armor. Okay. Protect skill shows the probability of ship that can deploy the special defensive magnesium repulsion shield that is being just first-handed explained to us. This repulsion shield can protect otherwise defenseless SVs, such as when they are entering plate. Okay, it's the invincibility status. All right. Even the invincibility status have an explanation, man. That's so awesome. Next, we shall look at some ship skills that affect information processing. No! Get out! No! Alright. Chip information processing. The following 3 chips parameters affect our various kind of information analysis skill. Enables the chip to conduct analysis and detect deployed optimal camouflage. An enemy that has deployed optical flame camouflage is invisible to the naked eye, optical lenses, and CD called cameras. However, the chip can analyze transparency and distortions to nullify the effect and display the data on your monitor. From that, I assume that basically the high The higher this value, the better the chances of flushing out the enemy's locked up camouflage. So what I get from this is like invisibility is supposed to be something that is a true invisibility means, but with this chip, it becomes like that sort of camouflage for, let's say, the Predator movie, I guess. You can kind of see a distortion, a transparent distortion from the silhouette of your robot. I think that's kind of what this chip does, but we have to... I kind of remember that being the case when I was playing as a child. The scout skill helps in locating the enemy. A higher skill means a larger detection range, enabling to find more enemies. I remember this being like something you have a crosshair in the center of the screen, and this sensor is kind of like directionals, like there's a up, down, left, and right, and they kind of blink to where an enemy is. I think this increases the range of this thing. Visual skills allow us to acquire visual content of the enemy SVs and drones at the greater range. So the only thing I am not so happy about is that they are just displaying the ships right in the right here. I think they should actually display some pictures of the game and how the ships actually are affecting with pictures. Like this case of the crosshair would be very much more useful to see the crosshair and have arrows pointing what they are talking about. But I guess in the actual tutorial, because this is not a tutorial per se, it is a tutorial, but they call it a library where you can study. But I think in the actual tutorial they will display that to us, I imagine. Visual skills allow us to acquire visual content of enemies, SVs, and drones at greater ranges. The higher this parameter, the greater the range can be used when auto-aim targets. That ends our discussion. Yeah, alright. Hardwired. Hardwired is the reception area of all rumbling application. There is always one on each server. At Hardwired, you can apply to join a rumble and check off the fear rankings, first schedule individual records. Wireheads within Heaven are always gathered here. It's a good place to pick up some news or meet new people. Alright, it's like a lobby, I guess. SV Hangar. The SV Hangar is a facility to set up for you on each server. You can assemble SVs, take them for a trial run, or select a chip. As well, you can choose the music to play in a rumble. See that mods you have, fill the schedule, and much more. This could be the Heaven facility to use the most. Yeah, I get. The Mechanist. The Mechanist sells rumbling related equipment. You can always find the server. The shop deals all kinds of rumbling goods. Here you can buy mods, sell old mods, and purchase used SVs. Shop inventory on each server changes from day to day. With good timing, you might come across interesting deals. So there are deals depending on the server you are. And there are multiple servers too. I think there was like 7 or 8 servers, and each of them have a different... This seems like a very, very expensive and complicated system they are trying to implement along the way. It seems like a very big game, actually. It rivals the complexity of an MMO. Just for the information they are showing us right now. We have to see in practice if that is really happening, but they are just showing us a lot of systems, and they are not quite simple ones, I have to say. Edgeworks. If all those systems works the way they seem to be intended to, I don't know why this game wasn't a success, because it's really not anywhere from what I've seen. Edgeworks is the place to go to customize your mods. There is always one on each server. As well as mod customization, Edgeworks also apply to the paint kits that you'll buy at the Mechanist. Okay, this is the guy that customized things, I guess? I kind of spaced out. Difference EG. Difference EGs deal with chips, the AI units that serve as Whitehead partners. as well as trading various chips that shops can restore life points or port data from chips stop functioning. There is always one on every server and your chips really needs. Okay, so with this we can heal chips and all kinds of stuff, buy new ones, right? Data Minimic is a FIRA administrative data processing center. Here wireheads can save their personal data, reload previous data, and change SV controls and other settings. Alright. Furthermore, facility services are absolutely free. Even provisional players should go ahead and use them. So this is the options. Even the options is actually a facility within the game. Blood Music. Blood Music sells music that you can play during the rumbles. I am very interested in this one because the soundtrack of this game sounds phenomenal so far. A lot of rock and this I don't know, it's psychedelic, but it's kind of sounds psychedelic, but we don't have actually nothing to see for it to be called psychedelic. But I like the solos and sing. The music, the song is playing right now is a guitar solo that is awesome. I mean, I love rock and roll, so this is my kind of soundtrack, and it's very soothing for a all-in machine fight, you know? All you want to do is see robots fighting each other at the sound of death metal or something like that. No, actually I hate death metal. I don't know why I said that. But that sounded rock and roll. I don't know. Whenever I try to remember the name of a song, my brain just... I'm really bad with names. Blood Music sells music that you can play during the rumbles. Over 80 tunes available, the price to feature budget. 80 different soundtracks, buddy! God! You can read up on the arts and check out the tunes before you buy them. To play the music you bought during the rumble, you go back to your hangar and set it up there. I was not expecting to be so many sounds. I really was not. Battle School. Battle School is, well, this place, of course. Here you can learn everything there is to know about rumbling. The library has a glossary of rumbling, related terms, and introductions to basic rumbling knowledge. The tutorial can get started, alright. Basic classes, techniques, fear exam. I don't need to... You can also refer to the company instruction manual when you run to check something you remember. Alright, I don't need to know about Battle School, sorry. Beanport. Welcome to Beanport when you want to move between hardcore servers throughout the world. At the Brandport facilities, wireheads can transfer their data the current hardcore servers to another. At the same time as the data transfer arrangements, they made to transport the wirehead and SV throughout the real world. Data center is instantaneous, but please note that this takes a whole day to transport you and your SV, alright? So there is it's just like Pokemon. We can turn data into physical, into matter. But this process takes a whole day, apparently. So, okay. SV retailers. I have to keep in mind that this type of technology is very advanced, and the world should be cohesive with that type of technology. Shops representing 5 SV markers are located on each server in Heaven. Here we introduce to each 5 different stores. Kojima sells the ultralight. Kojima, really? Was this before Kojima? But anyways, sells the ultralight Proton series from Industry Veteran. Kojima Heavy Industries. So Kojima sells like laser shooters? OMS key, dealer for the most popular light key HT by the OMS key. Heavy machine design Burrell and plant. They didn't get anything from that. Direct dealer for the Italian IE Ventuno group who makes of the mid-weight Cario. Okay. Dealer for the heavy SV, the Zwerg, made by MA Fabric of Germany. So a German fabricator. American Star, sell the ultra heavy Hartman series for the oldest FB marks. American Stars. I bet this is like the tank one that is have rollers and stuff like that and basically shoots missiles everywhere. These 5 companies have a dealer on every server. Beginners can get their start by purchasing their SV here. Alright, so we have to buy one SV, I think. Simple controls. SV offers a range of control options that might seem a little overwhelming to beginners. But don't worry, Firo has prepared a simplified control scheme for beginners. You can change control settings, the data mnemonic, but we can explain the different options here in the battle school. Thank you. The simplest setups is level 1, Beginner, which is characterized by a small number of buttons used. You can fire all your weapons with only one button, and your chip will control optical camouflage deployment. All you need to control is your SV there and left analog stick jump button, and it's pretty easy, huh? However, with the beginner setup, you will not have access to several SV capabilities. Once you're used for the basic handling of the SV, you might start wanting to do a bit more with your vehicle. Alright. They did not explain the rest of the control types, but okay. It can be a little daunting for beginners when they first step into the worldwide Heaven and its hardcore servers. Here we'll explain to navigate through Heaven. The easiest way to go around the facility, you want to visit, select the facility, you want to know, to do that knockers is simple, and so before you visit, I know how to move, buddy. If you have time, you want to explore nooks and crannies in the server, you're gonna make it for a walk. Push the left analog stick left, right, yeah, facility, start moving. Press triangle to display the map, yeah. Location orientation, you want to servers, you will need to visit Beamport. If you want to change servers, you'll need to visit Beamport. Here you can easily switch to another city server. However, you cannot use Beamport until you have your pro license. You will also need to pay cash to the servers. Okay, just like in real life, you have to switch servers, you have to pay us. Alright. That's kind of sad, actually. Beginner's assembly. To build your own SV, you need to assemble modules and adjust customizing levels. This might seem difficult at first. I think I'm reading it too fast. My bad, boys. Here, we will give you a beginner's introduction of the art of assembly and customization. Setup 1. Use retail with SV. Building an SV from scratch isn't easy. Why not build a ready assembled model from the mechanist or manufacturer? Retail SV have a good balance and lots of module choices, and they let you dive right into the rumbling. Plus, you can switch into different modules to take customization adjustments to make your SV more like you would want it to be. Buy modules, it's level 2. When you feel like you want to build a stronger machine, we suggest you that you visit the mechanist and purchase new module. You probably want to check your SV mod specs when you purchase and assemble a new mod. Don't worry, this is easily done. You can compare the specs of your equipped mods and the overall rating for your SV. Plus, after you buy a new mod, you can mount it on the SV you're linked to. That is, as long as the models are compatible. Customize. Maybe after you've built your SV, you are thinking that some spec or another is lower than you like. This is the time to customize. Customizing costs money. It's the best to rumble for a while and make you have extra funds before you begin. You need to decide if you want to increase the light or heavy customized level when you customize your models. You can temporarily change the customization level, switch your money. If you decide beforehand which direction you want to go, it's easy to visualize assembly and customizing what you need. This step-by-step method is the easiest approach to assembly, customize, experiment a little and have fun of it. Okay, so it gives a little chip for us. And we finally finished the library. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Jesus Christ. That took a while. Independent of what episode this is, I think I'll be ending. It doesn't make really any sense that I will say goodbye to you guys anyways, because I won't do this for the rest of the game. But anyways, we finished library and this video is probably ending here, so next up will be the tutorial.